I think that promo's 6'7". Don't you?
Well, when we figure out what 6'7" is, then we
What do you mean? What's there to figure out?
It's dumb. That's what it is.
What's there to figure out? It's awesome.
It's crazy.
I told Jack in the car, you know what the word of the year is? He goes, what? I said it's 6'7". He just laughed.
Mm-hmm.
It's hysterical. It means nothing.
I know.
It just means nothing. And that's fantastic that it's now the word of the year. What a country.
Can we bring back cool story, bro? That way, like, us older millennials can be like, yeah, cool story, bro. I would love that.
There is nobody that is more down with the kids than Chucky Brown, a legend of NC State. My son, who I just referenced, has alerted me to your TikTok like 2 years ago. He absolutely adores you, so he'll be very excited that we talked state hoops. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. I wanted to ask you if you remember how tall I was.
6'7".
6'7".
There you go. That's great. That's awesome that Chucky Brown is 6'7". Oh, my gosh. That's so good. All right. Now you're part of the Wolfpack Radio Network, so the positive vibes are all over the place. Look, this is not patronizing. You are Mr. Positive Vibes. I have never seen Chucky Brown in a bad mood, ever. So I appreciate you coming on to talk Pack. But the positive vibes around this program, you can feel them. You have been able to feel them for months since the hiring of Will Wade. What jumps out to you about the new coach?
Well, thank you for having me, first of all. And I just think he's come in with a positive vibe. I think he's come in and he just has spoken positivity, like just belief in himself and belief in his team. And I think you have to speak it into the atmosphere, for it to happen. And I think he's done that.
He certainly has. I know he's been talking a big game, and I think he should. I think this is an excellent team, and I think their sights should be set on winning a championship. I think they're good enough to do it. And the thing that jumps out to me about this team first, I know they're good, but they are big, Chucky. There are guys who are bigger than 6'7" on this team.
Yeah, we have some size, and I also think we have the ability to play with like different lineups. Like right now, you could play like Darian Williams can play the 4 right now. He's been playing a little 4, but I think he's going to be able to play some 3. You can throw Jerry Dang out there at the 4. You could be athletic. You just have a lot of different options, and then you have, Holloman can run the point. You know what I'm saying? You have, I can't think of the name right now, but the other kid that came with him from the New State, it's like 6'6".
Kadir Copeland.
Kadir Copeland. I always have trouble pronouncing the name.
Right.
Kadir Copeland. Kadir Copeland can play a point as well. So, and he can play like 1, 2, 3, and may get a little bit of 4.
Yeah.
Because he has good size. So you have the ability to play with all different types of lineups, man. It's just going to be very interesting, and it's going to be beautiful to see.
What's interesting to me, Chucky Brown is joining us here in the Adam Gold Show, now part of the NC State basketball broadcast crew. Paul McNeil, he's not a transfer. He's the guy who's been here, but he's legit too, and he's got size, 6'5". We talked all about Duke's team last year and how they didn't have a starter who was under 6'5". And I think State's only got one in term. I think Holloway or Holloman is, or is it Holloway? Holloway is is like 6'2". Everybody else is 6'5" or bigger. So it's the same thing. This is an NBA looking team.
Right. I love McNeil. The fact that he, after the South Carolina game, we interviewed him after the game, and he was saying how he stayed and bet on himself. You know what I mean?
Right.
So. That was, and then for him to hit that shot and the kind of year that he had coming to the end of the year last year, it's just, I think that shot is going to pole vault him into a great season this year. He's a confident kid, and he's one of my favorite players, and the kid Abel. I really like the kid Matt Abel, being a young kid and I mean young man. I ain't gonna call them kids; they're young men. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but I love Abel and just how he's come in, and he doesn't play like a freshman. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's gonna add a lot. Like you said, everybody has some size. And like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see because you can move McNeil to the 3. You can play 3 guards. You might can play 4 guards with Copeland. You know what I'm saying, in there as well. If you have to play against a lineup like that. So it's just going to be interesting. And I'm excited. And, I hadn't been excited in a while. So, I mean, I'm excited. It's been a little bit. But, and I've been around here a while. But I'm really excited. And just the energy that's been brought to the program has just been awesome.
Chucky Brown is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. I think I got the name right and wrong 4 times. Trey Holloman, the transfer from Michigan State. Matt Abel is somebody that's starting to pop up on like NBA watch lists as well. And that's something I'm not going to say it's been missing from State, but it's kind of been missing from State. Those dynamic freshmen that kind of take everybody by storm. But he is a do-it-all. These guys can all shoot too. 19 of 40 from 3-point range against NC Central. Real quick before I ask you a couple of more things about Coach Wade, Chucky Brown is joining us here. What do you take out of the game? Because Central's obviously not at the same level, although they have a couple of nice players, and LaVelle Moton has his team ready, but they're not at the same at that level. So what do you take out of a game like that, and what can we take out of tonight against UAB?
Well, I think you take out of a game like Central, NC State came and handled business and did what they were supposed to do. The younger guys got an opportunity to come out and get an opportunity to play. So you could take that from it, but it took care of business. Now, if NC State was down to the wire with Central, now NC State got a little bit of a something to think about now. You know what I'm saying? But it came out and took care of business, so that was good. I think out of a game like tonight, UAB is going to be tougher, a little tougher than Central. They're going to be, probably better players. Their press is going to be a little bit better. So now, you have to look at this game, and NC State probably has to come in, take care of the ball because UAB going to probably want to get out and run a little bit. They're going to shoot the ball a little better. So, you just have to come out. It's a game that you probably should win. You probably should win, but it's a game that, you could lose too because, look in the past, UAB has been around. Like last year, I think they went to the NIT final, I think. I remember seeing them playing out one of those California teams. I remember because it was up late. I was up late watching basketball, and I remember them being up late playing. But, usually those teams that make the NIT and they make it to like that Final Four of the NIT, they're usually good enough to be in the tournament. You know what I'm saying? And you play anybody in the tournament, they're going to be good. So, they're going to be a good team. Andy Kennedy's a good coach. He's been around a long time. He was able to learn from Bob Huggins. He was a, former NC State guy, good guy. So, he's going to have his team ready. So, NC State just has to be ready. It's a good thing that, we're playing them at home, and hopefully the fans come out again like they did on a Monday they came out. So on a Friday, come on out again on a Friday too.
Absolutely. So
hopefully they show up tonight and able to help energize the team.
All right. So there were a couple of old touches. We had the decibel meter, which of course is not scientific. It's complete. It's a complete farce, but who cares? That's cool. Did you dig the retro unis?
Oh, I love the retro unis. Those were actually before I came to NC State.
Those are more David Thompson era unis.
Yeah, they're more David Thompson, Lorenzo Charles, Cozell McQueen, Wittenberg, and them cats. So we had NC State on ours. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I love the retro. I love them. I think
I think it's a sharp look. It's a clean look. So did I get this right? Coach Wade was mad at the team for not playing defense to his standards. He actually, there was a public statement basically threatening retribution in some way. Obviously not physical retribution, if they're not going to play defense the way I want them to play. Is that Will Wade?
I didn't hear that, but you have to have a certain standard, and there were he pointed out there was some defensive lapses that they had, and you have to have a standard, and if he has a certain standard, he didn't want to turn the ball over more than I think it was 10 to 12 times, and they did that. They didn't turn it over that many times, so that was a good standard to have. So you have to have some standards. So if they didn't meet his defensive standard, hey, listen, you got to pay for that in practice. You pay for that.
No doubt about it. Final thing for Chucky Brown, because I was watching the game when Will Wade got the technical foul. It didn't. They were winning by 40 at the time. Right. I couldn't fathom that he's barking at the referees. But maybe he was. What did he get the tech for? Who was he mad at?
Well, he said it. I was at the radio show. He did say why he got the tech. It made sense. I think he was upset about a couple of calls that weren't made, and rightfully so because the game had gotten out of hand. Sometimes the officials may let a little bit go. You know what I'm saying? Like where if it was a tighter game, they might have made that call. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I get it. I definitely get it. But I think it was something with a call that hadn't been made that probably would have been made if it was a tighter game.
All right. It was just like, why are we going nuts here? But it's fine. I actually thought he was yelling at like one of his own players and maybe said some things he shouldn't have said, and that's why I got the tech. But look, if he's barking at the referees up 40, by all means, go have at it. But I'm looking forward. It's going to be a great year. The Triangle is going to be a blast in the ACC this year. And I know you're going to have a good time. Chucky Brown, NC State legend and now part of the radio crew. Appreciate it. We'll talk again as often as you'll answer the phone.
Well, thank you. Well, I always answer. When I see your number pop up, I always answer.
You're the man. I appreciate you, Chucky. Take care.
All right, thank you.
You got it. Chucky Brown here.